Are you ready to mock?
Welcome to Mock of Love,
A weekly podcast providing commentary on VH1's golden age of celebrity reality dating shows. I'm Andy.
and I'm Ashley. Andy, will we be doing any research on these shows?
Almost none.
Will it be kid-friendly?
Fuck no.
Will it be bitchy and hilarious?
Absolutely.
Step into our playhouse and mock our world.
This is Mock of Love. Ashley, we did it. We're back for a second week in a row. People said we couldn't do it.
I'm really impressed.
I mean, what's more impressive, though? Like, that we're doing it or that we're going to do it twice?
Are we going to bang bang?
We're going to try and bang bang.
Whew.
I mean, we've got a lot coming up.
I know.
It's
I
like-
know.
We're going to go to Hawaii next week, everybody.
Yeah.
Ashley's going for work. I'm going for pleasure.
Well, the second half of my trip will be for
pleasure. Yeah. And then it's going to be your birthday.
I know.
Are we going to record on your freaking birthday?
We could. Yeah. I mean, actually, that might be fun.
I can do a special theme song for your birthday.
That would be a great way to spend my birthday, actually.
Would
yeah.
be to mock and
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Ashley, I know we've got some episode to get to. Do you mind if I knock out a quick little song for you here at the top?
Make it happen.
Let's see if my guitar will cooperate. You ready? This
Ready.
is relevant to this episode. I think you'll agree. Hey, I should go get therapy. I get bizarrely angry when women don't want me. Please, I'm just so goddamn angry. I've got a mean old man case of diabetes. Please, let me be your asshole host. Do you feel this one?
You were inspired by this episode.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about before we get to it, don't you?
Yeah.
We can't jump too far ahead, guys, but that is irrelevant.
It is. Bret doesn't look great in this episode.
Yeah, it's what is this episode, babe? Speaking of,
It is called Vegas, baby.
So clever. So I love that they've seen Swingers.
I know. And this was like a little bit closer to the Swingers era.
It really was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they say Vegas Baby a couple times, but they don't really sell that they've seen Swingers.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
producers might have seen it.
Losers.
Honestly, I saw Swingers.
Oh my God, I love Swingers.
I saw
I'm saying they would be losers if they hadn't seen it.
No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, I was a square young man when Swingers came out. I still saw that shit.
Yeah.
I was not a
so
cool
good.
kid.
If you guys have not seen Swingers, or if it's been a very long time, go back and watch it because
Go back.
It holds up. We watched it like pretty recently.
I want to watch the spiritual successor, Made, the Jon Favreau Vince
Oh
Vaughn.
yeah, I
Reconnect.
remember. Yeah.
Famke Janssen,
Mm-hmm.
Peter Falk. What a great movie. Hey, we got an episode to do. Fuck. Let me
yeah.
play the let me get
What are we here
Vegas
for?
Baby. Look at this dipshit. That's Bret Michaels. And this is a show that we do every week where we make fun of Bret Michaels and his silly dating show, and we will go through the catalog of VH1 television dating, VH1 celebrity dating shows.
We will. I'm sorry. I'm
In
sorry for
advance.
you, listeners.
So-
but we will be going through each show painstakingly.
That's what we do. We love pain and we love staking.
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
Yeah. Yep.
Somebody
That's
tell
it.
me. Okay. So last week we lost our dear sweet Sam. It was kind of sad. And so now we're down to 4, the final 4.
Yeah.
Did you write that down?
I did. I
course.
did. And then I remembered that I forgot to say his number thing from the last episode.
What did he say?
The
Final 4?
fearsome foursome.
Oh,
I shit you not. That's what he said.
it's gross. Everything he
Yeah.
does is gross, and I hate him.
Yeah, the more the show goes on, I started being like really sympathetic for Bret.
You
and,
were
and,
simping for him for a second.
like feeling bad if we made fun of him. And now I'm like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, disabuse yourself of that notion. He's back to being a piece of shit. So we're starting. We got 4 girls. Lacey seems to believe that there are teams still in play with 4 people remaining.
Yes. Yeah. 2 on 2 at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't see how you can see teams in the 2 on 2, but like, it's true. These 2 girls don't want to hang out with these 2 girls.
Right.
It's oil and water. It's Heather, Lacey over here.
Yeah.
And Jess and Brandi over here.
Yep.
And never the twain
They
shall
just
meet.
basically don't get along. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and they really don't. Really
don't. And they decided that Brandi M is their new target.
Lacey did at least, right? Or did well, she tells Heather, right, that we're going to take out Brandi.
Her, like, Lacey and Heather are picking a new target.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Brandi M. It's because she burps and she farts.
Yeah.
And she's immature.
Come on.
Something.
I guess,
Yeah.
I don't know that that's a deal breaker for Bret, but good luck,
Yeah,
girls.
me either. Brandi M, you're hilarious. Never stop burping and farting.
Never stop, never stopping. So, Big John presents the challenge, whatever you want to call it, the date.
Yeah.
I guess in this case.
Yeah. Is it even a challenge?
It's
They
not
basically,
really.
they just get on this really cool tour bus.
It's amazing that these women will find a challenge in anything, though. Like, they managed to fuck this up so royally. I can't wait.
It's kind of wonderful.
Yeah, it's so good. But the challenge is you have to get on a tour bus with Bret Michaels, go to Vegas, see a Dave Matthews Band show, and then hang out with him and his band and try not to die.
Yeah, it's really just a trip to Vegas.
Yeah, and what makes me mad in this first scene where they're on the tour bus?
What?
He has such good guitars.
Really?
They're really fucking nice guitars.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's probably painful for you, isn't it?
who, by what right? Like, obviously Gibson's getting like big product placement with this bus, but man,
Yeah, the Gibson bus is freaking cool.
It is.
I'm just gonna say it.
yeah,
It's beautiful. It's like pristine. I would ride
you
in
do
that.
not deserve this, Bret Michaels.
I would ride in that bus all over this country.
Now, listener, if you were thinking Bret Michaels is playing a show in Vegas, hey, whoa. Well, he's playing at the Red Rock Casino and resort.
Yeah.
It's not a real
it's like
on-strip
It's
experience.
very off strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's
like a fan appreciation show or something.
Is that what he calls it?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Well, they get there. They arrive, and it seems like they're all having a good time. They're very excited. They're
Brett
hanging out with
scurries off to do a sound check.
so rock star.
So sexy, one of them says.
God.
I'm
And
like, oh my God.
they get this kick-ass suite, though, in the rad. Like, it's a pretty nice
Yeah, we're
fucking
kind of
room.
like shitting on this resort or whatever, but it actually looks really nice.
It's beautiful, but
Yeah.
my point is that it is not a featured Vegas
no,
attraction.
no, yeah.
Dave Matthews Band is not getting top billing at the fucking Bellage.
Yeah, you know how last week, sadly, we talked about his tour member that, well, not,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
the
yeah.
husband of the
Yes.
tour member, but whatever. So when I was kind of going down that rabbit hole, I looked at his tour schedule.
Oh?
And our assumptions were true about
Did
the
you see a lot of Des
cities.
Moines on there?
Yeah. Maybe
Terre Haute?
I'll pull it up before the episode is over so I can rattle off
I
some
love
of the cities.
Ashley does research, guys.
Well, ish, you know.
No, she does.
I just click. Just keep clicking.
And then you can't stop.
Yeah, it
It's
really
almost
is a
like
rabbit
you stay
hole.
up late with anxiety about the upcoming presidential election. That's weird.
Oh my God, I've been losing it.
Okay, so they're here. Big John lets them know, hey, here's the deal. You're going to watch the Dave Matthews Band.
Okay,
You're
wait,
going-
wait, before.
Okay.
So when they're in the suite,
Mm-hmm.
Brandi M goes ahead and starts drinking Red Bull vodkas. Like before the
Yeah.
concert even starts.
Yeah.
She's in this giant bathtub drinking Red Bull vodkas.
Yeah. What do you think that? I mean, like,
This is foreshadowing.
do you think it's
is
nerves,
what-
or do you think she's like, this is it, guys?
Yeah.
I got this far, but I know what's looking like right now.
Well, she's also like, as she's starting to drink, saying, she's like talking to Jess and she's like, let's get Heather trashed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But then she proceeds to like,
This is all foreshadowing.
yeah, hoist herself on her own petard.
Yes.
And now, so the challenge is watch Dave Matthews Band. Already rough. That's a tough one. And then you have to hang out with his band to get drinks. And then you're going to get dinner, but then one of you will be asked to hang out for more date.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now they're like at Bret's show. They're actually, it seems like they're having a lot of fun, to be honest. They're like jumping up and down and dancing. Jess says she's mesmerized and she can't stop staring. And I literally wrote down, yeah, right. Because I am convinced at this point that everything she's saying is scripted by the producers.
There is so much talking head time devoted in these 5 minutes to the girls just saying how fucking awesome it is to watch the Dave Matthews Band.
Bret play.
Yeah, and it's like it's Bret playing. Cut to the girls. Oh, I fucking love it so much. Cut to Bret. Cut to another girl. Oh, I'm gonna suck his D. Oh, cut to Bret. Cut to it's just over and over.
Bret hits the stage and I like flip the hell out. He's unbelievable.
Bret's singing his songs and I'm totally mesmerized by him, his voice, and I can't stop staring at him.
The show, amazing, so sexy.
Watching him perform on stage, I feel even closer to him than I ever did before. You know, he's just so powerful. The songs are so powerful.
Cannot get enough of Bret and his guitar and singing his songs he's written. Oh, I cannot wait to get backstage. I just want to tell him how great the show was and give him lots of kisses.
It just and his songs, he is such a middling musician.
Yeah.
He says in one of his songs, he says sexy is sexier. It's just so cornball.
Gross.
Like his new album is called Freedom of Sound, and I'm like it is the worst kind of dad rock. Like
he has like Steven Tyler scarves on his mic stand.
Does.
He's like really trying to be this rock star, and I wrote down so bad in capital letters and underlined it because I didn't hear a good song.
It's like it's dad rock, but like I listen to dad rock, like War on Drugs is dad rock, but like this fucking Hold Steady's dad rock, but this is dad rock. Like if Bruce Willis was hanging out, he would like Bruno would just bust through the wall and start jamming on a harmonica, and your dad would like hit a car engine with a wrench. And you'd be like, yeah, this is my dad's shit. It's just so garage band corny. And so this,
I'm starting
to your
feel
point
bad for him again.
Stop it.
I know.
Because this is where I think you're absolutely right about it being scripted with what they're saying.
Yeah, like especially Jess. I was like, can we come back to this point? Because it's really becoming clear to me now, like with this rewatch, that like at a certain point they knew Jess was going to win, and they're basically like feeding her clever things to say,
the lovey-dovey things that are gonna because be honest, in your heart, is the dad rock music he is playing the kind of shit that really speaks to a 20-something young lady? It doesn't connect with any of these women.
No, like
except maybe Heather.
It started to occur to me when Jess went, I am mesmerized by him. I'm like, no, you're not.
Absolutely not the word you would have ever
not.
used.
And I can tell you're acting right now. I can tell. Anyway.
So the show's over, and now they have to party with the band.
So like Bret goes up to the room and he like leaves them with the band to drink.
Mistake number one.
And Lacey and Brandi M are like freaking chugging bottles. Like I think Jess says at one point they're like drinking bottles like a half at a time. Like just passing around bottles and chugging.
I mean, Brandi says, I don't know in what context, she shouts, I got to 15, which I think means shots.
Yeah.
This has been like a 15 to 30 minute period of time with the band.
Yeah. And like, listen, I'm not here to judge. They're in Vegas. Like, have fun, party. Yeah. But like,
one of you's going home.
They're visibly like, so by the end of this like 15-minute time period that they're partying with the band, Lacey is on the floor,
curled up, slurring
in a ball, slurring. Like, so I'm not trying to judge, but it's like they blew their wad.
They really did. Like
they blew their wad.
I don't know how they thought this was going to play out when they have the rest of the date to come. They haven't even seen Bret yet.
I know, and they I love the producers edit in this burping noise for Lacey when she's on the floor.
Oh, you think I thought it might have been real.
You thought it was real?
I thought it could have been real. And
then Brandi farts out. She just did it.
Brandi rips one. I'll get a punch in at that one.
We have subtitles on and it said fart in parentheses.
Note to self. All right, Brandi fart. Punch in.
Away from me.
You must hear. You have to get the burp and the fart in.
Now, Lacey is so drunk, but she's also still Lacey. She's still very aggressive. And she's doing this, I'm not drunk, you're drunk.
She's
move
getting
to Brandi.
in Brandium's face, and Brandium's she has a horrible breath.
Yeah. And she's getting, Brandi's mad, and so she just chucks an entire bottle of vodka on the ground and it shatters.
Breaks it.
That is the first of many bottles to break.
This is only the beginning. And it's so good.
They cut back to Lacey doing this move to Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's doing the same thing. I'm going to make you hit me because you're drunk.
Yeah, and Brandi M calls it out.
Yep.
She's you're whatever strategy you used on Dallas, it's not going to work on me.
Yeah. Heather's getting really tired of Lacey too. She's they have teams supposedly. And Heather's Lacey, you're really beefing it for our team.
Yeah. Heather's visibly annoyed.
And so
she's she's a sloppy drunk. I'm over it. I don't want to deal with this chick anymore.
And so
Lacey can't even stand up and get out of the room.
So Heather and Jess are having to escort their quote unquote teammates through the casino.
Yeah.
And what I'd like to call a real blonde leading the blonde moment.
Well, Big John is carrying Lacey.
Oh, well, not yet.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, she is draped on.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. She can't keep her head up. She's a bobblehead, right? Lacey is a bobblehead right now.
And Heather and Jess are just chilling. It's I'm not sure how they avoided all the shots. They just said no, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're Heather's sipping on a glass of champagne. Jess is sipping on a beer, and they don't even seem to be visibly drunk at all.
Heather might be a little tips.
Yeah.
Maybe she's having a good time, but she's hey, guess what? Maybe I won't vomit. Maybe I won't get 15 shots deep before I go see Bret.
And now they're all sitting down in the beautiful suite. So the suite has its own freaking bar, which I thought was so cool.
With a bartender.
Yeah, with a bartender. So they go back to their private suite and are having drinks made for them at their little white marble bar.
Bartender is immediately cringing.
Yeah.
Because Lacey quickly, number one, immediately knocks over a champagne glass that's where she's as she sits down.
Can't even be around a glass, anything that's glass right now.
It's doomed. And then she crawls up on the bar and she's doing more evil Lacey shit.
She's getting in Jess's face and crawling around and just looking at her with an evil look in her eye. It's kind of weird.
And Heather's so embarrassed, and so Lacey turns to accuse Heather, and then Lacey proceeds to knock over a dozen fucking liquor
falls
bottles
into the bar. The bartender is "Are you kidding me?"
He's
and
okay.
All the nice bottles of liquor that were stacked around the edge, she knocks them all over.
And at that moment, Bret Michaels finally shows up for his date.
At that moment.
On cue. Perfect, dude.
Yeah. So they're walking Lacey into this dinner. They're trying to help her get into a chair. She can hardly even get in the chair.
Bret is immediately annoyed. He's Lacey, can we get you some bread? And because Lacey, the second they sit down for dinner, she basically collapses. She's she's
smashed.
Does she vomit? They make it sound like she vomits next to Jess at the dinner table. I don't know if that was another editing.
I don't either.
Or...
Yeah, I don't either. Wait, they're about to show it, I think. Oh my gosh, they bring
out seafood, which
is who made this choice?
People who love television.
Oh my god! So they're all smashed. They've been drinking all night, and the dinner
oysters, anyone?
Cold seafood, cold raw seafood.
And it stank.
It's shrimp cocktail.
It's stanky.
It's oysters in this big, huge vat of ice, which looks very fancy and nice, but This is the kind of night where you're going to need something hot and loaded with carbs.
He needed a burrito bar that night.
Yeah.
They
needed Italian food.
Yes.
Yes.
They needed unlimited soup and breadsticks. I guarantee Bret would have gone for it. You could have put up the money for it.
We used to do that in college all the time.
Yeah, unlimited soup and breadsticks.
Yeah, at Olive Garden.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was like $5. It was stupid.
It was the best.
Bret has to call in Big John to literally carry Lacey to her room.
Big John is carrying her down the hall.
And he makes this face that looks, I don't know if he's out of breath as he carries her, or if he's like smelling her breath and like having a hard time keeping his vomit in himself.
Oh no.
Because I don't know what's going on, but she's she cannot hang.
She's done. She was sent to bed, and now we
Brandi's
haven't even mentioned like
real rough.
Brandi also is not doing well. She is so wasted
This
as
is
well.
the moment. This is the moment. The moment. It happens. It happens. The thing that is a forever iconic television moment.
The squirt heard around the world.
Actually, can we call it that?
Yeah.
Oh no. Squirt around the world. Hey, Deborah, I need you to put that in the caption for the episode. Oh, fuck my life. The squirt around the world.
Oh, I got you.
Brandi.
I love when I get you.
Brandi has a napkin to her mouth and fucking vomit starts to spray from the side of the
from the side.
like she's a little whale.
Yeah. She's trying to like hold back this puke.
It's so bad.
And it's just literally, it's like trying to plug a drain.
It's pointless.
Squirting out in different directions.
Brandi.
Hold on.
Come on.
We got it.
Come on.
So they get her to a toilet in Bret's room, and Bret's like, Bret and Jess are like holding her hair back to vomit.
Jess is being like so sweet. I noticed that throughout the whole episode. Like, even when Lacey's being awful, Jess is still helping Lacey while she's like drunk and getting carried out of the dinner.
She's like, try not to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Please don't die. Like, it's very like considerate.
Yeah.
So Bret, like, let me get this straight. Bret gets done with his fucking performance, and then he's got to babysit these fucking amateurs immediately.
Yeah.
And
right now they're holding Brandi in the bathroom.
And Brandi is now confessing her love for Bret in a very timely manner.
Like, she literally is laying next to the toilet. She is like, she's on the ground, face up. Bret is cradling her head in his arms next to the toilet, and she's like, I love you.
I want to let my guard down for you.
I'll let my guard down for you.
And on this note, we were down 2 people. Bret goes, hey, dinner's over, guys.
Dinner's done. And then he basically tells Heather to scram.
Yeah, dude, he really does. It's so fucking awkward.
It's not the only time he does it in this episode. I'm going to point it out again later, but it's like, okay, Heather, Jess and I are going to go to bed now.
Yeah, it's straight up. And Heather, I think it's time for you to, do you need like cab fare? Can I call you an Uber?
Yeah, just ditches Heather, like no fanfare about it. It just takes Jess back to his room.
Well, and Heather's like, Jess didn't say anything all meal. And it's like, well, that's because she was helping babysit. And that's what Bret actually really liked. At least that's what he said.
That's what he says. Yeah. It's like the reason that he wanted to stay the night with Jess and not Heather is that like Jess was being really nice to the girls. And to be fair, Heather was being real bitchy about it. She was just annoyed, but she was like, oh, whatever. Like, as she can see the girls suffering, she just keeps stuffing her face with seafood.
See, that's what I am, Team Heather. Because I'm like, she gets to professional levels of petty. But when she's just like, dude, there's so much good food and I'm a little hungover and I'm in Vegas. Like, can we fucking eat? And then she gets ditched so that Jess and Bret can fuck.
Yes,
it happens.
They make it very clear
that
that's what happened.
In so many
we got
uncomfortable
to know each other inside and out. Ugh.
So Heather, in response, says, "Box up all their leftovers too. Bring it back to my room. Chop chop." And I'm like,
she gets to go boxes for all of this seafood, which I'm like, how long is this gonna last?
Oh,
how
God.
much can one person even eat? It's literally a giant.
Doesn't matter. It's mine now. That's what matters. That's why I like the move.
It wasn't kind of amazing.
It was great.
Yeah.
I was
she just
like,
takes
yes.
all the seafood back to her hotel room.
One of the coolest fucking moves. It says a lot about Heather that I'm like, we might actually get along, Heather. I like that move.
But like, she really was being a super bitch to the other girls.
No, she was being terrible.
Just did not even care that they were like struggling.
No, she wanted them to die.
Yeah. Yeah. So disinterested.
so
She said, I'm bored at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, anyway, she thinks she's above it. You are still part of this show, Heather. Now it's the next morning. Guess what? It's a rough morning. Brandi wakes up.
Brandi has the Sunday scaries.
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah. Brandi is dying.
I get the Sunday scaries when I'm sober. I don't know what she's got. She's got the Sunday 5150s. Like, she's got to go. She wakes up and starts confessing to Lacey and Heather that Bret is not the one for me. These are not women you're supposed to be confessing things to. What have we learned?
I have never understood this move. I don't know if she was just like in a very weakened state from the hangover and just maybe it was kind of like her truth.
It was.
Right? She's like, I'm not the right person for him. I just need to go. This is not a thing.
What came up for me in this moment and later also, this is the culmination of the hockey game incident.
Yeah.
This is still fresh in her mind. We don't see the hockey game replaying in her mind.
Right.
That was her one date with Bret.
Right.
And he fucking blew it.
Yeah.
And so,
she really got the vibes that like that she didn't mean much to him.
Yeah, and if you listen
so why
to our
would you let
episodes,
your guard down?
Exactly.
Right? It's like, oh, this guy is 100% gonna hurt me.
Right. He's exactly. So she's got her guard up because it's like, well, he's only here for a show. Well, then I'm only here for a show.
Right. No, listen, it's smart of her.
Yeah. But I mean,
but this
you
whole
still want to win.
Like what happens today with the back and forth with like, I love you. He's not for me.
Yeah.
Never mind. I do want you. Never mind. I don't. It's like she just doesn't know what she wants right now.
She doesn't want to go home, but she wants to go home. I don't know. It could be, producers got to be in her ear. Like, you got to get to elimination. We got to have an elimination. That's where all the drama is.
Yeah.
Don't fucking.
Maybe she was trying to leave right around this point. So they go down to the pool. Jess gets sent home, by the way, which I thought was kind of, like, he basically like kisses her good morning in the hotel room and sends her on her way back home, and then goes down to the pool to meet the other girls.
Yeah, and then he proceeds to get couples massages with all
of them.
He gets massaged like a fucking Japanese cow.
Yeah.
Like he's got 3 massages back to back, man.
I think his back gets massaged, and then Brandi M's his front gets massaged, and not like that.
I was
and then with
it.
Lacey, his feet get massaged.
Oh.
So for him, he gets every part of his body massaged. These girls get the most imbalanced, fucked up massages.
I was ready to turn over, and then they told me to get out.
I had to stop.
Well, so after Brandi and Bret's massage, Bret and Brandi are chatting, and Brandi admits, my guard is up because I'm scared of getting hurt. Bret brings up the hockey game and says, I had a great you're a great person to go to a hockey game with, and that's what refreshed my memory.
I wonder if it like set it off in her mind.
That is the moment she knew she was fucking done.
Like,
she's not in it. She knows he's full of shit. So, Lacey, Brandi doesn't confess to everything she said that morning.
No.
But we know who will let him know.
Yeah. He's going to find out. But she basically says to him like that she's into it. She's kind of scared, but she likes him.
Yeah.
She wants to keep doing this. And Bret buys it. They're like kissing. He says something about them that they could be intimate and be lovers, which I thought was like a weird thing to say, but I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. No,
it's Bret. Whatever.
Bret. So Heather wants to kind of be above the bullshit, much like she was the night before. So she's like, I'm going to let Lacey take the lead on telling him all about the Brandi shit.
Which is smart of Heather. Yeah.
Yeah, because
like she knows exactly what Lacey's going to do. Yep. So why not let Lacey look like
exactly
the rat?
She can try and get a deeper connection with Bret, whereas Lacey can try and get a deeper connection with Satan. I don't know what her plan is with all this shit talking right now. But Bret does end up calling Lacey on, Bret's like, hey, Lacey, thanks for telling me about Brandi, but I can't help but notice that you seem to cry wolf a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not always the case.
He calls her crazy and malicious.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he
Lacey
finally
is crazy and malicious. He calls
like,
her out directly.
Yeah, and I'm like, good job, man. Like, I don't trust your shit talk because you're a sneaky, manipulative weirdo.
Yeah,
like that's basically what's going on.
Yeah, and I also kind of noticed that, like, did he not look a little miserable when he was sitting in there with Lacey?
Yeah. Yeah, look at him. Look, he's like,
he looks like he's like not having fun with her.
Yeah,
and she's kind of like hanging on him and like doing her Lacey thing, but he just looks annoyed or like, I don't know.
It's because his balls are empty. Lacey is of no use to him anymore.
For the moment.
Yeah, for the moment. Exactly.
Give it a couple hours.
I do want to point out that in a moment,
I just stepped on our dog. If you heard me say sorry, bub, into the mic.
And I did hear our dog go, he made a heavy sigh at you.
Well, he's so cute. He wanted to lay right under my feet, and I didn't know he was right there.
Podcast. Dogs, you are the co-stars on this podcast. Dogs.
They are.
So we do end up with Bret shirtless at one point by the pool.
I did say shirtless for the first time.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh.
I knew you would notice that too, man. Because you're the one that brought up that he's never shirtless. And I'm like, oh, there we go.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like a whole lot of like full frontal Bret bod or anything like that. But you do get some like, what would you say, equity in the shirtless time on with the men and women, I guess now.
Yes. Thanks for that treat, Bret.
Yeah. So
no, I'm just kidding. He actually doesn't look bad. He's in good shape.
He's in pretty good shape. I mean, he probably trimmed a little, like, sat with the trash bag on before this shot. Anyway.
Shit, I would.
Well, Lacey and Heather get to stay in Vegas, but Brandi finds out she fucked up real bad because he sends her back to LA as well.
Yeah.
So
because Lacey's kind of ratted on Brandi now, and so Bret's like, well, Brandi said the opposite thing to me in the cabana. She said she was into it and she wanted to do this, but now she's telling you guys she's not into it and blah, blah, blah. So I think he's kind of like over Brandi him right now.
Yeah. So
he's like, get your ass back to LA.
And Brandi's like, yes, sir. Like, she's just kind of like, I fucked up.
She looks so hungover anyway. She needs to just go sleep.
She needs to lay down on the bus. So it's another menage a date with Lacey, Heather, and Bret.
Yes.
And Lacey and Heather's tenuous friendship is like in jeopardy finally. Like, it's just, all right, it's just us two.
Right.
Are we a team? Probably not.
Are we going to compete here? Are we a team anymore? And they're both competitive AF. So
now, Bret chose the night before to have a date with Jess, and he's choosing this night to have a date with Heather and Lacey. Do you think Bret isolated Jess from Lacey and Heather? Because Lacey and Heather are more likely to have a threesome.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, seeing as how this date turns out, no.
Yeah. I mean, based on the outcome, I agree. But if you were just going into it, as
just
Bret
going
Michaels,
into it, yeah.
I bet my odds are better with Lacey and Heather than with Lacey and Jess.
Well, hasn't he
Heather
already
and Jess.
Had a threesome? Was Heather in the
I don't
original?
know if Heather was in the original threesome.
Foursome.
Yeah, I don't think she was in.
Lacey.
The 4G.
Yeah, it was Lacey and Brandi C. and someone else that I can't remember.
Yeah. It was the one whose name we always forget. I think.
I think it's Christia.
Christia, thank you, babe.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it came to me after you were like trying to figure it out last week. I was like, oh yeah.
I was about to go on a vision quest to find that name. I'm like, what? I can never remember her name. Now, Lacey is watching Heather and Bret and going like, oh my God, these guys get along really well. This is terrifying.
Yeah. And Bret straight up like asks Heather, why do you feel like we would work? You know, and Heather's like, we're both caring and thoughtful. I'm like, not once have I looked at Heather in this show and thought she was caring and thoughtful.
It's interesting what people think about themselves.
Yeah, I'm like, she's funny. There are good things about her, but like those wouldn't be the adjectives I would have picked. She just totally ignored all of the girls that were like suffering last night.
Yeah, maybe that's why she said that, to point out like, hey, I can be as cool as Jess.
I swear, right? I'm caring and thoughtful.
Like the same. I do want to also say that we are going to have footage finally of Heather on the Surreal Life Fame Games.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to G-Dang Deborah. Well done detective work, Deborah. Thank you.
Deborah found the clip. This was inconclusive until how did this come up? How did we get here? Anyway.
Well, because why? I think I just wrote it down in a stream of thought.
Yes.
Who knows where thoughts come from?
They just appear. Yeah. So it is true. Heather was on Surreal Life Fame Games
with Vanilla Ice.
They were in a scene together, but
he was not happy about it.
Yes, because his whole thing in that show was like he kept getting upset when people would try to flirt with him because he's married.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know if they actually hooked up, but the allegation was just that she wanted to hook up with him.
Ice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we still don't really know, but we do know that she was on the show.
Yeah. And keep your eyes on our social media to check out that clip if you're interested. Okay.
Yeah. But maybe it came up because what Bret is saying about Heather, right, and why he thinks they might not work is because he has pole emotions. Can I get her off that pole and onto my pole?
Yeah, it's like...
Like, what? And so I guess he's had a bad experience with a stripper in the past, like several years ago.
He said he wrote Every Rose Has Its Thorn about that,
I think
didn't he?
so. Yeah. And this dancer broke his heart. And so like Heather is triggering for him because he could be his dancers. I don't know.
But I hate that like this get her off the pole and onto my pole. Like I have the mind of a 12-year-old and I don't think that's funny. I don't think he's got a one-track mind and all his jokes are about boobies, sex, wieners, you know, and I'm like, dude, try harder. Well, like I'm nice with it, you know?
We also find out in the next episode that unlike some of the other women on the show, Heather has not been intimate with him yet.
This is correct.
I wonder
I thought about saying that, but okay, you're gonna.
But I wonder now that we're talking about that quote, it's like, is he saying like
you haven't put out yet?
You haven't put out yet? Is it even grosser than I thought it was when I first saw the episode?
Yeah. No, I think it is that gross.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucks. He's mad that Heather is a stripper that won't fuck him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now he's getting alone time with the ladies after this menage a date, and Lacey's first to get some alone time, and she feels seen for who she really is, and it's like Bret's bored with the whole entire show as he's talking to you. He's just realized it's way too hard to have sex with you girls in the mansion. I'm going to take you guys to Vegas, have individual dates with you, and have sex with many of you multiple nights in a row. Finally, the show is getting good for Bret Michaels.
Yeah, because once again, Heather gets ditched at the end of the date.
Yeah, and you wonder why Bret's like, why is he kind of sour on Heather during the date? Well,
yeah, I wonder if at this point she is like telling production, like, yeah, I'm not ready.
Yeah,
you know, and so he's like, okay, bye.
Yeah,
you know.
So they bone, and
or if she's just totally friend zoned.
Heather?
Yeah, which is what we thought for a long time. But can we talk about, like, before they even got to Lacey spending the night with him in Vegas, he's worried about her being too manic depressive for him.
That was a quote?
Yeah.
Woof.
He thinks she's too manic depressive for him, that she has too much of an inner battle, and he would start to become her depression or something like that. Like, he's basically calling her depressed, which, like, for all the thing, like, we've seen her act kind of crazy, and we've used that word about her.
There could be some mania.
But but depressive? We haven't seen that side at all.
No.
So like, what is he talking about?
What is he talking about?
I don't know. That was kind of like weird to me.
We haven't seen her express
so he's
any of
saying this to Lacey, and she's like, "Oh, I'm happy."
And then you're like, "Oh, you are a depressed person."
I don't know. Yeah, it was just like a really weird interaction right before he decides to just take her to bed.
Yeah.
That's all they really talk about.
Yeah.
Is whether she's manic depressive.
And then they're like, I guess you're not manic depressive because
Yeah.
you're going to go have sex with me now.
Yeah.
It's so gross. It's just, it's pretty wild. Like,
Yeah, it's like Jess night 1.
like he kept her around.
Lacey night 2.
If you're wondering like why Lacey's still here, it's like, well, now you know.
Well, yeah, and
'Cause
that's
she's down to clown.
not to like once again hop to the next episode, but we find out, or Heather alleges in the next episode, that Lacey has been
Frequently.
sleeping with Bret since day 1.
Yeah.
You know, so it started to make more sense to me. Like all this time that we're like, why is he keeping her? Everyone's telling him to let her go. It's like, oh, this is his fuck buddy.
I have more to say on that, but we got 2 episodes to do.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like,
But that started to occur to me. Like even in this episode, it looked, them going off to bed looked very comfortable.
Yeah, it did.
yeah.
It looked awful familiar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Almost. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, Ashley, do you like a Bret in a short skirt and a
long jacket?
All right. Now, what I want you to do, Ashley, I want you to do this in the most bored voice you possibly can. Okay. Do you like a Bret in a short skirt and a long jacket? That's right. It's Long Jacket. It's the segment of Mock of Love where we discuss Bret Michaels' fashion decisions at elimination time. You fucking let us down again, Bret.
I feel like I should be singing a Johnny Cash song.
Oh, he is the man in black today.
He is the man in black.
Yeah.
Black jacket, black pants, black bandana, black t-shirt, black shoes.
Maybe you should be doing Rancid.
Oh, okay.
The Boys a Time Bomb. Black bandana, black jacket, black shirt, black pants, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boys a Time Bomb.
Good. That was good, babe.
Thanks. I've been working on my Tim. So yeah, it's not a long jacket. It's not a weird outfit.
No.
It's a short jacket. You're mocking us, Bret, and we're here and we see you.
But we're mocking him.
It's almost like we're watching this and he is the video game protagonist and we are the boss. You know what I'm saying? And so every time he levels up, his jacket gets shorter. And we're over here like, foiled. Bret's power has gone up and he has reasonable jacket lengths. And we lose.
It's really disappointing.
I know.
It's disappointing to not get a good long jacket. I know.
And I have a solution for that next episode.
Okay.
I thank God.
Okay.
Because I am bummed about the last couple long jackets we've. It's not
me too.
our fault.
Me too. Yeah.
It's no bearing on our abilities.
It's always Bret's fault.
Amen.
Yeah.
So, Lacey gets to stay.
Yeah.
And Jess is annoyed. I'm annoyed. America is annoyed.
Yeah, we kind of skipped elimination. You just jumped to the end there. Jess got a pass.
Oh, well.
And then it was down.
Did I skip?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't talk about it at all.
I thought Jess was the first person that got
Jess got a pass.
Lacey. I thought Lacey was the first person to get a pass.
No, Jess got a pass first.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I jumped ahead. Is because my notes are out of order.
Oh, okay. And then and then Lacey does get a pass. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, that's okay.
Step on it.
I'm cool.
I stepped on your moment, didn't I?
No.
Point is, Lacey's still here. There's 4 women. Lacey's one of them, and she's still here. This is what happens when you don't vote, America. This is the kind of shit that you put us through. This is what keeps Ashley up all night.
Live with the consequences, America.
And so Brandi, she goes home.
Yeah.
It's a real damn shame, but like again, hockey game.
It's somehow
it goes back to that.
Yeah. And I think all of the waffling this episode on like Bret is like actually pissed at her.
Gross. I'm so fuck, dude.
Is this what inspired your song?
You're goddamn right. Like he gets so unreasonably angry. So let's walk you through it. So Brandi doesn't even come down for elimination. She basically says like, yeah, you're right. I can't let my guard down. I need to go. Mm-hmm. And he's like, can you say it again? Mm-hmm. And he's like testy.
Yeah.
And so she says it again. And then he's just so fucking angry. And he's like, girls, did you see what just happened? Don't do that shit. Don't pull that shit with me. And I'm
Don't
like,
fuck with people's emotions, he says.
I'm like, I think you just want to be the one that brings the drama at elimination. Number one. Number two, you got dumped and you didn't like it, Bret.
Yeah.
You didn't like that one bit, you soft bitch.
Yeah. He's also like, I'm not the one who jaded you. Like implying that some dude fucked up Brandi and made it hard for her to like take her walls down. And he's not the one who did that. Which like, okay, but like it's just so insensitive too.
It's really
like getting pissed at her for having legitimate trauma around whether to trust someone she shouldn't trust.
Correct. That she knows from the hockey game she shouldn't trust.
Yeah.
And then turning around after that and making every girl in that house feel unsafe.
Yeah.
It's very much like you don't want to see him lose his cool. And if you pull this shit again, daddy's going to get the belt. Like that kind of fucking
If you have
energy.
emotions I don't like, or if you have hesitations or anything.
It's just like so intimidating for like a man in front of these women to try and like be so aggro. It was wildly uncomfortable for me. I feel bad for anybody that's in a fucking serious relationship with Bret Michaels.
It really felt like childish or like, you know. It
was so this is why Ashley is no longer simping for Bret Michaels. No longer trying to like be his cheerleader. Like, no, we're back to saying your music fucking sucks. Your vibe is shit. You're a bad person, Bret. So did you want to do a Where Are They Now, or did you want to do it for Miss Brandi?
Well, I think it's important that we talk about how Bret closes out. After he berates the girls and says, anybody who wants to go, there's the fucking door, and like such a dick about it. He also, then when they're going to do the cheers, says, come hither, lasses.
Woof.
And then he goes, he son.
Is that like a suey?
I have no idea.
Do you think that's like a pig call? I
have no idea. I was like, what the hell are the words that are coming out of his mouth?
Is he doing a cattle call? Like a pig calling contest? He's son. Nobody says that.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, continue. What were you saying?
I was going to throw it back.
That go.
I was going to throw it back to you and see if you wanted to do a Where Are They Now before I do a you googly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Brandi M. Where is she now?
Where is she?
She is on Instagram as Brandi Viola. Viola. I'm like, I don't know, maybe she either changed her name or got married at some point.
Or maybe she's got a
stage
card.
Name. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but because it didn't show, it doesn't seem like she's married.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, the name change. I wasn't sure. Mm-hmm. But she does have a child, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There is a baby prominently in a lot of her posts. But this is going to sound kind of fucked up. She looks great. This is not what I'm saying. I'm not could that be a grandchild? Or it probably is her daughter. She's probably only
I don't
like...
know.
She might be like 50, right?
It's possible. Yeah, I guess it's totally possible.
Or she was young when she was on this show. So maybe she's probably in her 40s.
Wouldn't she have needed to have a child when she was on this show in order to have a grandchild?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Yeah. And I swear to God, like she looks great. She doesn't look like a grandma. That's not what I'm saying. I was just trying to figure out the math.
Sure.
Yeah. But she does have a baby.
And young
let's say it
grandmothers
probably
exist.
is her baby. She really loves the Bills.
Okay.
Like most of her posts on Instagram are like about the Bills.
What a heartbreaking.
And she has like
team to
face
root for.
paint on, and she has like her like hair partially shaved with like blue and red stripes in her hair. She She really loves the Bills.
America, when you watch professional sports, you are always gambling. But instead of using money, you're using your happiness.
Oh, my God.
And the house always wins. Think about that. Anyway.
Andy has been traumatized by
I
professional
can't
sports.
watch them. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so she lives obviously somewhere near Buffalo, New York. I think it's like in a suburb. But she, like, on Instagram, it also says she lives in Vegas part of the time.
All right.
She's a bartender. I think that's like her main job.
I think we knew that from Charm School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she has a lot of like cute posts. She's like, she's doing her football and bartending stuff. I don't know.
That's great.
It was really weird the day that I was looking at her online socials happened to be her birthday.
Oh, that's
October
right.
29th. Yeah. So I like open up her Twitter page and all these balloons come up because I opened it on her birthday.
You're such a fucking weird creeper stalker.
I know. So then when I'm on her X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, there's a link to modelmayhem.com.
Okay.
And she has a profile on modelmayhem.com, which I guess is like people can go on the site and like hire models.
Oh, okay.
So she has like a whole profile on there. It doesn't seem like it's been active for a long time.
Sure.
Though. It said something like not active since 2012.
I feel like Model Mayhem was potentially like one of those like Lou Pearlman kind of situations.
Okay.
For those that don't know, Lou Pearlman, the creator of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, he had modeling agencies that sort of operated more as multi-level marketing schemes.
Right. You had to like pay.
And I feel like, and I feel like Model Mayhem is like, it's a website. All the great producers are looking at it. They're looking for talent all the time on Model Mayhem. All it costs is $600 for your headshots, $1,000 a month for the hosting, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Model Mayhem, you can come at me. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying I don't know if this is true, but I think
thought
I've
about
heard this.
like going further into the website to see like what it was, and I just like didn't have time at the moment.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. But it does seem like she hasn't been active on there in a long time, even though it's still linked on her X profile, like prominently. Yeah. But the pictures were really cute on her Model Mayhem website.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And
she's a really cute girl.
Yeah. No, we like our Brandi.
Yeah. She
Brandi
was like
M.
For real one of my favorites.
Yeah,
she better have a good
I think she's your
eulogy.
favorite.
Yeah, because I don't know, she's just funny and down to earth and tomboyish and yeah.
No,
I really liked her.
And I got good news. There's an afterlife, babe.
Yeah.
Why don't you bow your heads?
Okay.
Close your eyes. Listeners, close your eyes.
Eyes?
Can you not? It's a serious moment. Okay. So, dear Heavenly Mother, we gather here to mourn the loss of our fair Brandi M. Not to be confused with Brandi C. Brandi M was a delight, a farting, burping joy, a gas bubble of sunshine. Shh.
No.
And, as much as it hurts to see her go, we know she saw through the snake that is Bret Michaels, and that she is in a better place, and that she will go on and become our hero in the afterlife known as Charm School. I can't wait to cover that. In VH1's name, amen.
Amen.
Well, I think any other last thoughts before I get some house cleaning in?
I don't think so.
Well, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Rock of Love and leave us comments.
Mock of Love.
Oh, shit. It auto-corrected my notes. I should check my...
What is our podcast called?
It's Mock of Love. If you put it on the teleprompter, I read it. And it auto-corrected on the teleprompter. We don't have money for a teleprompter. Don't get ahead of me. But yes, drop us comments on those streaming platforms. Send us memes, whatever you want. Thanks to Justin last week for the onion clip that we posted in there with the slut spill. We love that kind of stuff. It makes our day. We will use it. We will shout you out. Thanks
it will
again,
get
Justin.
reposted.
You're goddamn right. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at mol.podcast. Blue Sky at MOL Podcast, TikTok at Mock of Love Podcast, all spelled out, and YouTube, #Boobs. We are not on X because Elon Musk is a traitorous piece of shit and he can eat our whole ass. I think I'll summarize it there. And I think that's it. I'm Andy.
I'm Ashley.
Will you
Continue
to stay in this house and
rock
mock our world?
our world.
Oh, fuck my life. Take 2. Ashley's so sick of us not getting this right.
So annoying.
We were professional.
It was like funny one time. And now it's like the 9th episode. And
If it's funny to us, it's funny all the time. If that's what we're measuring it. Measure your life in love, Ashley. Will you continue to stay in this house and rock our world? Have a great week, everybody. Mock of Love is produced by Andy and Ashley. All views and comments do not necessarily reflect the views of Andy and Ashley, so ease up on us. If you enjoyed this romp through reality shows past, please follow, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment wherever you listen to podcasts.